Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. How many times have you looked in the mirror and barely recognized yourself because you've been carrying the weight of someone else's chaos? How many times have you silenced your own voice just to keep someone else comfortable? How many nights have you cried behind closed doors, questioning your worth, wondering if maybe, just maybe, it's your fault? You're not alone. There comes a moment in every person's life when they wake up, look around and realize they've been surrounded not by love, not by support, but by toxicity. Not every battle is loud. Sometimes it's the quiet war happening in your mind, the war between who you are and who someone else tried to convince you to be. And today, right now, I want you to make a decision to take your power back. This message is for every person who's been manipulated, gaslighted, disrespected, and made to feel like they were never enough. This is for the people who loved deeply, gave endlessly, stayed longer than they should have, and lost pieces of themselves in the process. This is for the strong ones who forgot their strengths because someone kept tearing them down. Today, we speak truth. Because toxic people don't just break your heart, they break your spirit. They don't just argue, they twist. They don't just take, they drain. And the scariest part, they do it with a smile, with charm, with subtle comments that slowly chip away at your confidence until you're second guessing every move you make. But not anymore. You see, once you recognize the poison, you stop sipping from the cup. Once you see the manipulation, the lies, the control, you stop excusing it. You stop defending it. You stop trying to fix what was never yours to fix. And in that moment, something powerful happens. You begin to rise. This isn't just about walking away from toxic people. This is about choosing yourself fully, fearlessly, and without apology. It's about setting boundaries, healing old wounds, and rewriting the story they tried to write for you. It's about reclaiming your voice, your joy, your peace, and saying with confidence, I deserve better. So if you're tired of feeling heavy, tired of dimming your light, tired of shrinking to fit into someone else's box, it's time to wake up, time to grow, time to break every chain and step into your power. Because the truth is this, you were never too much. You were never the problem. You were simply surrounded by people who couldn't handle your light. But that ends now. This is your moment, your turning point, your comeback. Let's begin. Recognize the toxicity. Toxic people rarely show up with a warning label. They don't always come into your life shouting and screaming. Sometimes they walk in quietly with a smile, a compliment, a helping hand. They pretend to care, pretend to support you, pretend to love you, but deep down their intention is to control, manipulate, and drain the life out of you. You'll know something's off, even if you can't quite explain it. You will feel emotionally exhausted after spending time with them. You'll feel like you're always walking on eggshells. You'll start questioning yourself more and trusting yourself less. That is not a coincidence. That is the effect of a toxic presence. The worst part, toxic people are not always strangers. They can be family, they can be friends you've known for years, they can be your partner, they can even be your boss or your coworker. And because of the roles they play in your life, you might hesitate to call it what it really is. You might say, they're just having a bad day, or maybe I'm overreacting. No, you're not overreacting. You're picking up on the energy that they're putting out. Toxic people thrive on guilt, control, chaos, and fear. They get uncomfortable around joy. They hate when you grow. They mock your dreams. They criticize you more than they celebrate you. And every time you shine a little brighter, they feel the need to dim your light because deep down, they are insecure and unhappy with themselves. But here's the truth that you need to hear. It's not your job to fix them. It's not your responsibility to shrink yourself just to make someone else feel comfortable. You are not required to tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or emotional abuse just because someone is family or close. Love is not meant to hurt you, drain you, or leave you questioning your worth. If you constantly feel worse after talking to someone, pay attention. If someone twists your words, blames you for their actions, or makes you feel guilty for setting boundaries, take a step back. If someone's presence makes you doubt your voice, your value, or your vision, that's not someone you need in your life. You cannot heal in the same environment that's making you sick, and you cannot rise if someone is constantly pulling you down. So recognize it, see it for what it is, don't sugarcoat it, don't minimize it, don't wait for it to get better when deep down you know it never will. You deserve peace, you deserve love that feels safe, you deserve connections that lift you up, not tear you down. Recognizing toxicity is not weakness, it's wisdom, it's strength. And it's the first bold step toward reclaiming your power. Set boundaries like a warrior. Once you've recognized the toxic energy in your life, the next move is not to argue, not to beg, not to explain, but to set boundaries. Clear, firm, unapologetic boundaries. Because toxic people don't respond to kindness, they respond to control. And when you take your power back, they lose theirs. Listen closely. You are not responsible for how others feel about the boundaries you set for your peace. Let that sink in. You are not cold for saying no. You are not mean for walking away. You are not selfish for putting your mental health first. You are growing, you are evolving. And the old version of you, the one who tolerated disrespect, allowed guilt to win and stayed silent to keep the peace, that version is no longer in charge. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They are filters that keep your space clean. They protect your time, your mind, your emotions, your energy. They tell the world, this is how I expect to be treated. This is what I will no longer accept. And here's the truth. The people who get angry at your boundaries are usually the ones who benefited from you having none. Toxic people will resist your growth. They will push back. They will test your limits. They will try to convince you that you're the problem. They will say you've changed, as if that's a bad thing. But what they really mean is, you stop allowing me to use you. And that's not your problem. That's theirs. The moment you start setting boundaries, expect discomfort, expect people to walk away, expect silence, expect distance, and let them go. Because if someone cannot love you without controlling you, they never truly loved you to begin with. You don't owe anyone endless access to your life just because you share blood, history, or memories. Access to you is a privilege, not a right. And it's a privilege that can be revoked the moment your peace is compromised. Setting boundaries is not a one-time event. It's a lifestyle. It's a decision you make daily to protect your well-being, your dreams, your self-worth. You don't need to justify your limits. You don't need to explain why you're choosing peace over chaos. You just need to stand firm. This is your life, this is your energy, this is your time, and not everyone deserves a seat at your table. So speak up, say no, block that number, distance yourself, protect your space. Because the more you practice boundaries, the more you'll attract people who actually respect them and respect you. You are not weak for walking away. You are not heartless for protecting your peace. You are powerful. And now it's time to start living like it. Heal, grow, and protect your peace. After you've recognized the toxic people in your life and set firm boundaries, there's one final step: healing and growing beyond their reach. Because toxic people may no longer be around you, but sometimes their voices still echo in your mind. And that's where the real work begins. You need to unlearn the lies they planted in you, the lie that you're not good enough, the lie that you're too much or not enough, the lie that your worth is tied to how much you give, how quiet you stay, or how long you endure pain. No. Those lies do not belong to you. Toxic people project their own wounds onto others. They belittle what they envy. They break what they cannot control. But there was never a reflection of who you are. It was always a reflection of who they were. Now it's time to rise above it. Healing is not about forgetting what happened. It's about no longer allowing it to control your spirit. It's about choosing to forgive, not for them, but for you. Forgiveness doesn't mean you allow them back in. It doesn't mean you excuse their behavior. It means you free yourself from carrying the bitterness they left behind. You cannot build a beautiful life if you're constantly replaying ugly moments in your mind. You cannot step into your future if you're still trapped in the wounds of the past. Start focusing on you. Pour into yourself. Speak love over your life. Reconnect with who you were before the pain. Or better yet, create a new version of you, one who is wiser, stronger, bolder, one who doesn't settle, one who chooses peace over approval, one who doesn't chase love but attracts it. Because your energy has shifted. Surround yourself with people who speak life into you. People who don't compete with you, they cheer for you. People who respect your boundaries, value your presence, and celebrate your growth. Because you deserve healthy relationships. You deserve people who pour into you, not just take from you. And when the next toxic person tries to enter your life, you won't hesitate. You'll spot the signs early. You'll walk away quicker. You'll no longer need closure or permission to protect your energy. You'll choose yourself every time. That's growth. That's power. Let the pain be your teacher. Let the boundaries be your shield. And let your healing be your revenge. You are not the victim of toxic people. You are the victor who rose above them. And from this point on, no one gets to disrupt your peace, steal your joy, or make you feel small, unless you let them. And you won't. Not anymore. You've come too far to turn back now. Protect your peace, guard your energy, and never forget who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far, if you've sat with these words and let them echo in your soul, then something inside you is already shifting. You're not just hearing a message. You're awakening to a truth that's been buried beneath years of pain, silence, and self-doubt. The truth is, you were never weak for loving, you were never wrong for caring, and you were never foolish for giving someone the benefit of the doubt. That was your heart, that was your kindness, that was your light. But now, it's time to use that same heart, that same love, that same light for you. You see, healing from toxic relationships is not about revenge. It's not about proving your worth to people who never saw it. It's about becoming so rooted in who you are that no one else's chaos can shake your foundation again. It's about waking up every day and choosing peace, choosing boundaries, choosing yourself. And yes, it might get lonely. You might miss the comfort of familiarity, even if that familiarity was painful. But growth always requires letting go of the old to make room for the new. You can't keep holding hands with people who hurt you and expect to heal at the same time. It doesn't work like that. You have to choose yourself, even when it's hard, even when it's unfamiliar, even when it means walking away from people you once thought you couldn't live without. Because here's the truth. If they were meant to walk with you, they would have lifted you, not drained you. The most powerful thing you can do right now is stand tall in your truth. No more shrinking, no more apologizing for your standards, no more explaining why you won't tolerate disrespect. Your peace is your power, and your boundaries are not up for debate. Don't waste another moment trying to win the approval of people who wouldn't clap for you even if you were on fire. Instead, surround yourself with people who see you, who get you, who pour into you, who respect you, and most importantly, who love you the way you deserve to be loved. Let this be your declaration. You are not available for chaos. You are not available for manipulation. You are not available for disrespect. You are available for growth, for love, for joy, and for healing. From this moment forward, let your past be a reference, not a residence. Let your wounds turn into wisdom. Let your silence turn into power. And let your new chapter begin with confidence, clarity, and courage. Because your story isn't over. In fact, it's just getting started. And this time, you are the author. You hold the pen. You create the ending. So take a deep breath, hold your head high, and walk forward. No more chains, no more noise, no more toxicity. Just peace, power, and a brand new you. And always remember this. You didn't come this far to break. You came this far to rise. Now go and never look back.